Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/PettyRevenge. In today's episode, Crazy Karen neighbor has pushed too far and pissing off the piggies. Want me to entertain your kid after I said no? Got it. I sent her a glitter Christmas card and she called the cops on me. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Crazy Karen neighbor has pushed too far and pissing off the piggies. Last night I posted about my Karen neighbor and last night she pushed too far. My girlfriend and I were outside on the front deck playing video games. I brought the TV out so we could play some games, have a beer, and just enjoy the evening. It was in late 7 p.m. about dusk. My girl and I are having a few rounds of Mario Kart 64, in my opinion the best one, when Karen gets home and marches her ass over to say, "What do you think you're doing?" She was referring to the TV on the deck, the beer in hands, or the general enjoyment of life. I replied, "Just enjoying our evening." Karen told me to take all the crap and me inside. It's not the place for this crap. And that's when she finally pushed too far and I snapped. I stood up and told her to shut her mouth, get the F off my property, or I'm going to drag her off. Karen laughed at me, saying I have no idea what's going on. Karen said she sees cars and men going into my home all day when I'm at work. Karen's not wrong. A lot of people stop by during the day to see me. She has the girlfriend's car and mine mixed up. She doesn't realize I basically working from home. I get even more pissed and walk to the stairs to confront her, and she waddles back to her house in a hurry. Cops show up 30 minutes later with a complaint. Today I went to the police station and they gave me reason 7894 why I hate them. They refused to do anything about her. They wouldn't take a report, nothing. They said it's a personal matter, it's my problem. They told me to just stay inside if she doesn't like me the deck because it's causing them problems. The only damn reason I chose this house was that beautiful front deck. I saw it as a perfect hangout for my friends and I. Well, today I had plans to take the bikes out with my crew and cruise down the highway, but because of all this plans change. I called one of my buddies, Bruce. We call him Hot Dog. He is a hot dog vendor downtown Toronto. Bruce got the word out about the change of plans. Now the revenge is a very simple thing: drive Karen crazy, piss the cops off, and just enjoy life. So I'm going to leave out some important information until we get to the point the cops arrive. Some information about my friends and I: we are all big burly men, most of us are covered in tattoos, and if I said a biker, that's what we look like, except for Frost, he's a short shit. My friends get to my place at about 1 p.m. You could hear them arrive. 6 very big, very loud Harleys pull up in your drive. The entire house shakes. It's a thing of beauty. The crew dismounts and we start our day just having a grand old time on the front of my place. Karen eventually waddles her ass out of her house and we crank up the music. This time it was Barbie Girl. When she starts walking over to my home, we just all start booing her. Karen stops dead in her tracks, jaw almost hitting the ground, and walks back into her home. We went back to enjoying our lives. Cops show up. Now it's time to describe what was actually going on. Well, cops pull up and they step out. The looks on their face, it was glorious. Picture this. 7 big burly, most of us bearded, tattooed men sitting shirtless in short shorts, sitting at a full-sized poker table. Yeah, I brought out my poker table. Playing cards with money on the table, smoking weed with a few beers. All perfectly legal. Check the bylaws as long as it's at least 5 feet away from the public sidewalk. Well, cops were pissed off. They are getting annoyed being called to my house now on a daily basis. They want me to just do whatever Karen wants. After some words and some fast talk from my buddy Soup Boy, his last name is Campbell, he's a criminal defense lawyer. He works as legal aid lawyer. The cops knew there was nothing they could do. I told the cops that if they don't do something about Karen, this is going to happen every single day until they tell her to stop being a B***tch. Cops went over to Karen's and she came outside, did some fake crying, pointing and screaming at us big burly shirtless men. As she was doing that, we got extra mischievous and turned on the sprinkler. So now we have Karen screaming and crying to the cops, frustrated cops, and 7 big burly tattooed shirtless men in short shorts prancing through a sprinkler, now with classics from the Backstreet Boys playing on the stereo. Cops came back to talk to us to ask how long we were going to be. We said all day. When they went back to their car, we waved bye and said, "See you tomorrow." Karen closed all the curtains in her house and my friends just called taxis to go to their respective hotels. We're doing this all again tomorrow. Oh, I need to add something. My 70-year-old neighbor on the other side came out at around 6 p.m. to see what was going on. I love this guy, he's an old school hippie. He sat down and had a joint with us. He gets harassed by Karen a lot and hopes we keep it up. He's going to come over tomorrow with a few joints of his homegrown weed, so score. Tomorrow is going to be fun. Want me to entertain your kid after I said no? Got it. I told my friend about this and she said to post it here. It was definitely petty, definitely fun. Would definitely recommend to others dealing with annoying entitled parents. Background: I'm a mom. I have a 7-year-old boy and I just went back to school last month. Right now I need to study a lot and I deal with a lot of guilt about not having as much time with my son. So, to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, I took my son to Science World this past weekend and brought my books to study while my son was exploring independently. After we spent 2 hours on exhibits together, my son was settled in on a sensory activity where he ended up playing for about an hour. This was exactly what I was hoping for, so I took a seat within eyeshot and pulled out my laptop and textbook, and I started cramming. I was doing well and getting through content when this strange little spawn started scaling my leg and decided my laptop was perfect to play with. Big hell no from me. 1 brand new laptop that cost half my monthly rent. 2 strange germ factory on my lap during the tail end of a pandemic. 3 not my kid, not my job. Unfortunately, his mom was the kind that has no clue about social expectations and acted like her convenience trumps all. So when I asked her to remove the kid who was close enough to climb up into my uterus, she said, "Oh, it's okay." Yep, it's okay. See, I'm going to school for healthcare and the content I was studying was just the thing boys giggle about. So this 3 or 4-year-old boy got a lesson on the lower digestive tract. He learned about the Bristol stool chart and a whole lot of terminology, which I made sure he knew before our goodbyes. About 15 minutes pass and I told him to go tell mommy what he learned. Now, anyone who knows kids knows that at this age they have no volume control and are completely without shame. And they love fart talk. So what did this sweet boy FING scream at his mom in this full to capacity, quiet zone? "Mom, I learned about poop and anuses. Did you know an anus is a muscle and that you have an anus too?" I'm quite certain they both learned something from that. I sent her a glitter Christmas card and she called the cops on me. Moved into a nice little neighborhood with my husband and soon-to-be newborn. One night my husband was walking our corgi puppy and the neighbor across from us came outside. Corgi puppy runs over to her and the woman SHRAKS and runs inside. Husband comes out later without puppy and she cusses him out, screams at him, he tries to apologize but she keeps screaming. A few days later a humane officer comes to my door, wakes my newborn up and tells me he will give me a fine for allowing my dog to charge our neighbor if it happens again. I guess he was under the impression this happened more than one time. He said my neighbor was terrified for her safety. I told him I have a 7-pound corgi puppy. Literally the least terrifying animal on earth. She also yells at our other neighbor who mows the vacant lot beside her anytime he gets close to her grass, which gets pretty tall. They've gotten into screaming matches and she's even called the cops on him multiple times, never ending in her favor. I found an online website that anonymously sends people glittered bomb holiday/Christmas cards, so when you open it, it shoots glitter everywhere. Like a month goes by and I was wondering if this website just took my money or if she just wasn't going to say anything about it. ISH*TU not a cop comes to my door, asks to come inside and then busts out laughing, explaining he's here over a glitter Christmas card. He tells me I made his day and that was the funniest call he's ever ran, and leaves. Totally legal and great petty revenge. Edit. She also kidnapped my cat, but that's a story for a different day. We are cool now, surprisingly. She even gifted me some edibles. I was a bit suspicious they were poisoned or something as revenge for the card. They were fantastic and we talk on a regular basis now. Turns out she is just a bit socially anxious, so that's why she's gotten into it with a lot of the neighbors, but she is actually a really nice person under the Karen exterior. I'll post a screenshot on my profile for those who think I'm lying. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.